sort of. Yeah, it's 9:30. This is my third delivery since I started this morning at 6 o'clock. Yes, my third. I'm in Cannock. I'm literally around the corner from where I'm going to be collecting, which is just up there. At least I think I'll be there anyway. I more than likely will be. Hopefully we'll have a reasonable day.
Morning. Do you hand your paperwork in?
Yes, you do, mate.
Okay, thank you.
Hopefully I have a reasonably good day today. Hopefully. You never know. Went off to the car boot yesterday, had a walk around there. It was alright, went early though. I got there for about 20 to 8 in the morning, which I do prefer going that early anyway, because it's just better. You got no hassles of trying to park, you know what I mean? Had a nice walk around there. Avoided the burger van from last week because they served us nothing but fucking mouldy bread, and had a burger at this other one. It was nice actually. It was alright, not bad. I wouldn't say I'd be craving it all the while, but it was alright. I'd definitely prefer a Mackey's, without a doubt. It's far better. Just tastes better. But, it was summer day. Sat there, chewed on that, and then carried on walking around the last little bit that was there. Then I decided to, instead of just walking off to the car, I went back and just had a bit of a walk around again, on the way back up. It was just something to do. And then I got back home and faffed. And I'd done nothing but faff for the rest of the day. I was messing with my computer again, as I do. Trying to figure shit out. I like playing on my computer. It's good. It's interesting. To a point. But when when you do something and you keep doing it, but it always gives you the end result is always the same, no matter which way you go. That's the sort of scenario I'm at the moment. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, I do wish I was a bit of a computer genius, to be fair, but unfortunately I'm not. I just keep on hacking and tacking at stuff. A bit of Google research and try and figure out what's plausible and what ain't, and do it that way, and then hopefully it all comes about. Yeah. My Windows XP on my old computer, I've come to a bit of a standstill. I think, personally, that the reason why it ain't playing is because the machine itself used to run Windows 95. So you've got a 98 and a 2000 after that. Then you get into the XP, which I think is a little bit too much for that computer to handle. So I'm going to look to see if I can grab hold of a Windows 95 from somewhere. I did spot a couple on eBay, so I might try that. But I've got to also buy myself a new floppy drive, because through unplugging and plugging and unplugging and plugging, the one time that I went to plug it back in again, I heard this, and I'm thinking, that ain't doing it any favours. And the floppy drive don't work no more. Now it's either the floppy drive that don't work, or it could be the motherboard that's fucked. Who knows? It could be either. You know what I mean? So I've got to get another one. I'll find one. If it don't work and it just doesn't work, and then that's the end of that, innit? I'll just have to find another old machine and put that together and stick Windows 95 on that instead. I'll get there. It's time, mate. Time and money. That's the thing. I run out of time and money every single time. money, yeah. So I've come to a standstill with all the other bits and bobs as well I wanted to do because of money. I've run out. It's gone. All of it's gone. And I've got to wait every week just to keep building up as slow as it goes. And I've still got to put back the money that I've had for me rainy day, which is my tattoo day. I've got to put that back. But that's not the priority. My mum's money's been put back, that's done, so I ain't got to worry about that too much. But it's just all the rest of it, you know what I mean? I've got to slowly creep it back up and stop spending too much money on watches. Well, you know, I do like, I've been, this one's my favourite, so, well, sort of my favourite. I like wearing this one for work because it's slim, it's lightweight, and it doesn't get in the way. I've got another one. This is another black digital one with a one of those, what do you call it? Sort of like a rubber silicone type of strappy thing, and it's rather large. It's quite deep as well, and it does tend to get in the way. I do like wearing it though. It's quite cool. It's one of those type of watches where you can wear it and you'll never get lost because it's actually got a compass on it, which is quite cool. It's a digital compass. It's not an analog one. So yeah, it's got a few other bits and bobs on there which I have no idea what they're for, but they're there. And now that it's got a temperature gauge on there, but I don't think the temperature gauge is right. It can't be, unless it's measuring your body temperature, then that's fine, but I don't think it is. I just think it's not calibrated correctly. I don't know how to do that, how to reset it. I don't know. That's if it could be reset. I mean, I don't know if it can or not, but either way, it's not right. When you turn the thing on, it reads about 31 degrees. I'm like, well, it ain't 31 degrees. That's definitely not right. So, yeah. But anyway, all the other functions work on it all right, so I ain't really that bothered. My eyes are sore as fuck. Hang on. Oh, that's better. It's very bright. Maybe if I pull that down, will that help? That's a bit better. My eyes are crap when it gets too bright. So I start doing this and it's squinting and it gets sore and I'm like, fuck. And I don't need to. It's not good, no. I have done a video this morning which went on a bit. But I've played it back and listened to it. I'm thinking, that's too depressing. So I'm doing this one instead, trying to be a little bit more upbeat and not to be too doomy and gloomy, because I have been doomy and gloomy. A GDP trained driver. What's a GDP? That's right, there's a guy just walked past with it on the back of his IVs. A GDP trained driver. Talking about trained, right, do you want to have a bit of a laugh? And trust me, it is a laugh. Right. Oh, fuck. I had that come through the other day. Today. It was in my pay packet thing, timesheet. It's the Expo Logistics training number, EMP, blah blah blah. Expo Logistics load. Restraint qualification card. Okay. It's got no renewal date. It's got course title, nothing. But then it's got it twice. Course title, renewal date, 23rd. That's 23, year 2023. I was thinking about that when I opened it up and I read it. I'm thinking, I am now trained in the restraint of the steel coils that pick up. Okay. How am I fucking qualified for that shit? I don't understand that. Considering that all I'd done was look at a few pictures. We're moving along the bus. Should be long now. That's cool. Now, when I read it, thinking to myself that I'm now qualified, I've been trained in this, I'm like, but I didn't get trained. All I did was look at a few pictures on a computer screen. I mean, that to me ain't training, is it? How is that training? I don't know. No idea. It was incorporated into the CPC, that was, and they, like I say, they just showed a bunch of pictures. This is how it's done. If you look at the diagram, that's the way you put the straps through, and that's what you do with that bit. And I'm like, okay, not that I want to do it anyway. Not in them fucking smelly, dirty holes anyway. Fucking disgusting places. But yeah, just because I looked at pictures, I am now trained. Fuck me, if everything was that simple, fuck all would get done. Can you imagine? To get yourself a qualification as a doctor, all you've got to do is look at the pictures in a book. You've seen a bunch of pictures. You know what things look like on the inside. Now you're a doctor. Awesome stuff. You carry on with that, that's right, eh? Yeah. I know it's an extreme from one end to the other, but the principal point is that if you're going to be trained into something, you have to physically do it, I would have thought. Not just be showered a bunch of pictures on a TV screen. I don't see the point in that. But then again, the point of the CPC is an absolute farce, isn't it? We all know that. We ain't stupid. But unfortunately, it's a fucking requirement that's unnecessary as far as I'm concerned. I just hope that the next 7 hours is something completely different. Because if they think I'm doing fucking another 35 hours of Boris's bikes or whatever the fuck it's called these days, since obviously Boris ain't the mayor no more, they can get fucked. Because that is just ridiculous. It would then, it's fucking renders the CPC useless anyway, doesn't it really? It's just a farce. One big farce. Ah well, whatever. No more of a farce than what that is. Yeah. That's it. I know that I would like a simple life. I really do. I mean, I love the easy ways. I do. I mean, you know, the easier the better. But there's always a point where, you know, too simple makes life boring. If it's too simple, because then things can get wrong, go wrong. I don't know. Oh dear. Could you imagine though if the CPC was actually a pass or fail thing, and if you failed it, you can't drive? I wonder how many people, including myself, because I wouldn't be surprised if I'd failed it, would actually fail and then not be able to drive until they took the test again. I wonder how that would play out. Would you lose your job? Is that a possibility? Could they use that as an excuse to sack you? Well, you haven't passed your thingamajig, we can't afford to send you to it. Or would they then say, oh, well, you failed, so now you've got to do it again and you've got to pay to do it again? Well, we're paying anyway, ain't we? Yeah, I mean, as a driver, we have to pay. I'm going to put these on because my eyes are aching. Oh, fucking hell. Plus it's getting warm. I don't know. I just don't know. Seen this fucking thing round my neck here? It's like a tyre head. I could do that on a fucking chin lift. Oh. Get rid of that fucking lump round my neck. Fucking wobbly bag of crap. Yeah, I suppose if I stopped eating a bunch of shit every day, then I suppose it would shrink eventually anyway, wouldn't it? Along with my gut that seems to be expanding again. Yeah. The reason for that though is because I'm just fed up. Yeah, literally bored out my fucking skull. I love it when you come to places like this and when you have to back onto a bay of such sorts, but they leave a load of crap around which makes it so much more difficult to get onto the bay than necessary. Oh, you know, it's like here at the moment, right? They've got a bunch of pallets down the fence here, which is too deep. And shit, with it coming out here, it's sort of reduced the area for you to back onto the bays, which are here to the left of me. Whereas if all this crap here was moved out the way, it would make backing on the bays so much easier. Yeah. See, I wouldn't do that, me personally. They've got all that space around the back of the yard, and yet they insist on putting it down here where people have got to operate their vehicle. I don't understand that. Then again, I mean, I work with logic. Logic seems to be the key factor, ain't, with some things. It's whereas logic seems to dictate one thing, but then, yeah, others tend to say, well, logic, there it goes, out the window, ta-da. Common sense follows it as well, you know what I mean? It's like logic and common sense, they're like hand in hand, aren't they? Whee, ta-da, see you later, don't come back. Yeah. Have you ever been in a scenario where you can just see that realistically the situation that unfolds in front of you is like, well, that don't look right. You know, and you think, well, if you did that would make more sense. But what? And you know, you get that quite a lot in life, especially doing this job. Yeah, you see some people doing certain things, and you're like, okay, why would you do it that way? Well, granted, it's worked, but I could have saved you fucking 10 minutes pissing them out doing that if you'd have done it the other way. It's like, for instance, the 3 jobs I got on the back of here, this is my last one. I'd gone to West Brom first. I thought I only had the one drop, which was West Brom. And he went, that was mine. So I'm like, really? This is now? No. So I looked at it and obviously it was up the road around the corner, so I thought, and I'm instantly thinking, I need to go to Brown Hills first, even though this was the next delivery. But I don't know what it could be like. It could be anything. I could get here and be standing here for ages. But if I'm late up the road at Brown Hills, then I could be standing there for ages. And normally in the morning at Brown Hills, they tend to be pretty quick. So I decided to do the Brown Hills first. Didn't really know what time the deliveries were, because there's no times on these. But it turned out that it was the Brown Hills one was at 2 o'clock this afternoon. But because there was only 4 pallets, I said, yeah, no worries. And then they're looking at you thinking, we can't get them out of there. I said, mate, you've got to try. So you've got to try at least, you know what I mean? Give it a go. Don't just give up straight away. If you just give yourself a bit of a tweak here, left and right, I'm sure it'll come out, it really will. And after a few, bit of persuasion, I managed to get the 4 pallets off the front of the headboard, and it wasn't as difficult as it turned out to be. And it's basically just to save some time, really. That's all it's for. What to do on there. Open the back doors. Just bear with me a second. Let's go stick it on by You might want to shut your fucking door, dude. Just about make out the back door there. Just. Get some landing down. Oh, I think that is. Give me a sec. Just put the keys in. Did you fast forward that bit? I don't blame if you did. I would. I'd be like, where the fuck is he? Where is he? Ah, there he is, he's back. Well, there's 1, 2, 3 that are on here. I don't know how long they'll be here for. They've only got 5 pallets to tick off anyway. So, and it's what now? 10 o'clock? Yeah, 10 o'clock. Oh. I'm not going to tell you what I was looking for then, because it'll just make you think to yourself, this guy's an utter. Ow. Itchy head, I've got an itchy head. Rightio, let's see what this has got. Oh, come on. Wake up, you fucker. 1, 2, 3. My nose keeps running. It's doing me fucking head in. Right. There's two versions of Windows 95. There's a CD version and there's a floppy disk version. Now, because I did mention this before, I am thinking, right, that I may need to get the disk version, not the floppy disk version. Now, the reason for this is having a bit of a brain fart. Is that floppy drives, they tend to degrade, right? I would like to have the floppy version, but I might end up having to have the disc version as well. So yeah. And it's pretty cheap actually. Could have got some genuine ones on here. I mean, there's one here for 20 quid, 22 quid. You know what I mean? The floppy disk versions, I might actually see where that's coming from. Oh, I'm already watching that one. I thought it was. Buy it now. Yeah. See, it says a good condition, minor defects. Please look at the pictures, read the description. Item have several minor faults. Greased pages, case covered, small cracks on the case, minor marks and scratches. The software is genuine and original. Never sell fake copies apparently. But yeah. This is a used software condition, comes with, as pictured, and includes the COA CD key manual, and so it's there. It's possible I could you know, I could just buy that right now, couldn't I? I might as well. It's sitting there. It didn't go over the weekend, so I might as well say, screw it, I'll have it now. Done. As soon as it stops wheezy. Right then. That is Windows 95 on its way. Brilliant. Well, it was there. I know. Oh. Well, fuck me. They're on the back already. How about that? It'll be quicker than I thought. I know. It'll be on its way. Here's something else that I've been looking at as well, which looked rather interesting. A hot air soldering station. Right, now I am intrigued. I do feel that this could be a new venture as well. Hot air station. What was one of them for? Well, I'll enlighten you, shall I? Right. Do you remember back in the day when a lot of people were having issues with the either the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox? There'd be the three rings of death, or what they called it for Xbox, and the blue light of death for the PlayStation. It's all down to the chips on there. Well, a hot air station is a bit of kit that allows you to remove the chips off the board, and then you can clean it all up, and then once you've done that, you flux away, and then you stick a bunch of solder all back on the pads to get it all cleaned. And then you clean, if the chip needs cleaning off the back, you have to do that as well, which is a bit delicate, a bit more. But again, with the hot air station, you get it all cleaned off, and then you put a bunch of new solder down, and you've got this big puddle of flux that's on there, and you can drop the chip in place, making sure that it's obviously the right way up, and then you stick your hot air on it again, and you did it and wait for it to start to pull it, and it will just literally, it'll find its own way into the right position, and then it'll all be soldered back in. Because 9 times out of 10, when you have these issues with these games consoles, they tend to be the fact that they've got cracks in the solder. It happens, unfortunately. It's just one of those things. Whenever something does tend to go wrong when it comes to electronics like that, it's normally a break in the solder. As soft as it sounds, unless obviously you've threw it out the window and then it's gone. Then yes, obviously it's something else that's caused it not to work. But I've seen a lot of them where they do that. They desolder. I mean, there was a PlayStation 3. This guy, I mean, I was mesmerised. I was. He'd got this hot air system. He was heating up the chip, and the chip just started to wobble, and he picks it up with his tweezers and takes them like, wow. So then he gets his braid in and his hot soldering iron, and he's scraping across the surface of the board where all the solder is, cleans it all up, and then he just adds some new, and then he pops the chip back on again, heats it all up, and it finds its place because it's all surrounded by this flux. And once that's done, wipes it all down, and then bang, the fucking thing turns back on again. Whereas before it was like, no, not having it. Granted, it's not going to be like that all the time, but you know. So that's what I was looking at this for. I was thinking to myself, what shit can I do with that? What can I take apart? But then on the other hand, you need another piece of equipment as well, because then you're starting to get to shit that's really small, right? So then you need something like a fucking a microscope then. And see, this is why I get frustrated, because this little gadget here, which is not the most expensive thing, it's 65 quid, right? Yes, I know it's pretty much the price of a watch, but I mean, you know, it's 65 quid. But then you've got to get a microscope if you want to see the real small stuff, like those little resistors and capacitors that are on there, them little square tiny things. They're like these, like a gnat's knacker, right? And to actually see what you're doing, you need something to zoom it in, and so. But again, that's cheap as chips for one of them. But for the microscope, you're talking a couple £100 easy, if not more. Unbelievable. Yeah. It's like, for instance, if you have a phone that ain't playing, and you might have done something to the board or broke something, you can use the hot air station to fix it and put the chips right, or replace some of the resistors that might be blown or something. You can do all sorts of weird and wonderful shit like that with it. It just so happens that I've got a shitload of phones, you know what I mean, that I can take apart and see what fun and games I can have with them, if I wanted to do something like that. But I would need the microscope. I don't know how much one that would be. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can get one mounted. Let's see if that makes any sense. See, now that's not a bad little setup. Right, that's all right. There's a lot of that. That's pretty cool. It's even got the ability to have a camera on it as well. But guess how much it costs? It's only a mere £700. Yeah, £700. But the thing is, for something like that, though, you're going to be paying a lot of money for it. So again, for the likes of doing little projects like that, I can't, because I cannot afford that. Not unless I wait about fucking 12 months. But I don't want to wait 12 months, you know what I mean? But that's awesome, that is. called the TBK 45L long arm stereo microscope. Electronic LED display, digital display. Fucking unbelievable. Oh man, is that much nuts that is. I love that. See, it's even got a picture there. It's zoomed into circuitry. Just imagine the mischief I could get up to with one of them. Oh man, I could literally fuck everything up, couldn't I, with that? Yeah, take it apart, shove it in there, and just destroy the shit out of it. Oh, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Absolutely awesome. Yeah, and there's quite a few of them, and they're all knocking on around about the £700 mark. I've just got to put my spectators on. It makes me look like the guy, what's the name, Kurt Russell, falling down. The other one's even better because they're more flat, a bit more of a cow horn rim. What do they call it? Horn rimmed horn, horn rimmed. Yeah, whatever. Something like that. Yes, very nice indeed. Definitely like one of those. Now they've got a cheap ass thing here which says it's a digital microscope. It's 3.6 megapixels, 600 times sensor zoom. It's a kit, and it's a camera that spies on your stuff. You can't look through any eyepieces, and yeah, I mean, that would be all right. I could pretty much live with that, but in the next breath, it's like, well, if you got it, would it live up to the hype that it says on there? More than likely not. Because there's been a couple of times where I've seen something that's like cheap as chips. It's a cheaper version of the original kind of thing, and then I thought, well, I'll give it a go. It just falls apart. They don't last 5 minutes. That's the disappointing thing about it. I even looked online to see if I could find a motherboard which is the same as what I've got, which is I believe it's a PAG 2130. Yes, a PAG 2130. I didn't even bother to look to see what size the CPU was. If I finally manage to get the thing up and running, I can go through the system and have a look at that and what the specs are. It ain't very good. I could definitely do with some new, what's it though? Some DIN RAM. Can you see it? RAM memory. It's PAG 2130. It's 128 megabytes, 256 megabytes. Nice. Look at that. That's bloody great, isn't it? I like that. Is it one or the other, or is it both? Oh, you can pick sizes, can you? Oh, okay. Yeah. I wonder how much that one is. 17 quid. Well, you see, on the motherboard itself, there's 3 slots. So I suppose it could probably, the maximum it would run would be the 3 256 megabytes modules. Yeah, single channel DIN stuff. I don't even think it's DIN. I think it's the one before that. There is a, whatever it is, I don't know. Sure. I think I might be done. I'm done. Right, that's it. I'm going to go. I've bored you enough. I think it's time to go, and I will endeavour to speak to you some other time that I'm feeling a little bit less dull and, oh crap, and boring. Yeah, you know what I mean. Shit happens. Right. I'm gonna go. See you later. Bye.